The Rings of Power. You guys watched it?
Oh my god. No, I haven't watched it, but
Have you seen?
dude, it's so fucking. It's just so like crazy how like strongly people have been going against it.
All the fucking nerds, you know?
Dude, it is insane. Like I'll get on Facebook and like an ad will pop up and it's like the first like 10 comments are like, I would never watch this garbage. Like it spits in the face of Tolkien and like this like why like it just trash, like this is trash and blah blah blah. It's
Yeah.
like it was like that before the show even was released.
Yeah, like when the first trailer dropped, they're like, "There's a black person in there! What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's pump the brakes, guys. Easy now, easy, boys. I remember that, dude. I was like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna be fun when this shit releases." Yeah, that was like one of the big things I saw. But yeah, so have you guys watched it? Either of you?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I have not watched it yet. I I prefer to like I prefer to like dive into the controversy first and then go watch it.
Oh yeah.
You
Don't
know?
really sway my opinion of it.
Oh yeah, really, so I can just figure out where I stand on all this before I watch this
Bro,
thing.
and then like the shit cracks me up too because then it's like everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna like hate watch it or whatever. And it's like, okay, so you're gonna like you're gonna watch it and basically put money in the pocket. Like if you really do like just hate it that much, like why the fuck would you watch it?
Yeah, it's like you could just say, "Hey, you know what? Not for me." Nope.
Yeah.
No, no, that's not what people do. They go on and make all these comments and they
Well,
get
but
all
it's
flustered.
like it hasn't even like if it hasn't even come out yet, it's like what the hell?
Well, it has come out now,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's the controversy just continues. It's been so bad that Amazon Prime had to suspend user ratings after review bombing occurs. Yeah, yeah. Um, Trying to look through this. Yeah, so it released with like a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from like 10 reviewers, which that's always sus, right? Um,
Yeah.
and now the audience score is at 34%, which is pretty low. It's pretty low. Now, the thing that I've seen with all this, and it's kind of annoying, but some of it may be accurate, is that, uh, and it feels like any big piece of media has kind of gotten this way, at least like when you think about things like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars,
Right.
fucking She-Hulk, Marvel, whatever. Like they try to do this shallow, like wokest crap, like throw all this virtue signaling stuff in there,
Yeah.
and they compromise like the story, they compromise the
Oh yeah.
characters, and that reflects negatively, right, on the entire thing and leads to a pretty bad viewing experience.
Yeah.
And all these big, companies, right, like Amazon and Disney, they make this thing. Maybe it's not as good as it should be, or maybe it's like not completely true to the source material, which isn't always a bad thing. But they get this criticism from the viewers, and they're like, "Oh, it's racism. Oh, it's
Yeah.
misogyny. No, there's a bunch of racists out there. Like, are you telling me that 76 or no 66% of the people that are reviewing this are racist? Like that's it
Yeah.
on Rotten Tomatoes? So you're telling me 2/3 of people are racist, racist, misogynists that are they're just trolling, right? That's what
Well,
they
it's
say. They're
like,
trolls.
yeah, and then it's like so racist to the point where they'll like go out of their way to like make it known basically. I mean,
And I think the problem with that is that it's like okay, so you don't listen to criticism. You're living in your own bubble. Like it doesn't matter what the viewers think or what they want. Which
Well, yeah, basically, like if I mean, any negative criticism is like, I mean, they'll just automatically cry like, you know, yeah, racist or something like that. You know what you were saying?
yeah, which I will
Yeah, it's
say,
just a,
some of it definitely racist, 100%.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, there is some.
There's some element to some of that. Yeah, some of it's like I saw something where they were like, "Well, dwarves live under or elves live underground, so their skin is white." I was like, okay. I mean, you're really like pushing hard to, explain why black people shouldn't be elves in Lord of the Rings, which like, I don't know. I don't care. Okay, I don't care that much about it. You fucking nerd. But you think about things like Marvel, like Nick Fury. He wasn't black in the comments, but like, who cares?
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson was fucking awesome as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
The new Game of Thrones. There's like a black dude that's like a old High Valyrian family. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I mean, it's essentially like in a lot of the cases, it's just like reckless abandonment with like the plot,
Mm-hmm.
like for the sake of like trying to appease to like extreme cultural standards that really aren't like shared by everyone. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like obviously, like 2/3 of people aren't racist.
Yeah.
So clearly, I mean, I'm assuming 2/3 of people aren't racist, but
I'd like to think. But who
yeah, I
knows?
mean, I like to think that our odds are a little better than that. But, like, uh, no, I don't know. I think maybe it's just bad. Like maybe,
It could be. And I haven't watched it yet, but like what I'm concerned about is that they did the same shit that like She-Hulk does, and that all these other big projects do is where they just produce these shallow characters and like, oh,
right?
girl boss,
Yeah,
they're the best. They don't.
yep.
They're not. They're perfect. Yeah,
Impervious.
exactly. And I feel like I've seen elements of that, but I don't know for sure. I'll have to watch it and actually see. It's just interesting how these dynamics work. Where
Well, it's like I don't know, like you can make characters like that, but there has to be like, I mean, in Lord of the Rings, there literally was a character like that. I can't remember what her name was, but she was
that like
like
witch or whatever she
yeah,
was. Yeah, she was badass.
she was all powerful, like but it wasn't done in a way that like is cringy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think, Big Daddy? You hate women just as much as we do, right? What are your thoughts on all this?
I don't know enough about the topic to speak on it. I need to do a little more first
Lord of the
on the
Rings.
shows.
I'm a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan. I really like The Hobbit too, but like, well, I mean, I think I'm a pretty big. I'm probably gonna get fucking murdered now by some crazy like Lord of the Rings purist for even saying that. Because then I was like, yeah, the one lady, and I don't even remember her name.
I know.
Pretty big, like she's a pretty big character.
Yeah, she was actually.
But what here I am, I'm like, I'm a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't show my face at the local comic book store for a while.
Yeah, dude. We're fucked. It's okay. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to approach this conversation as like we are intelligent on Lord of the Rings, right? Or just intelligent at all, even.
I enjoy watching it. I think it's good. Like I've always liked it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna crack the freaking 8,000 page books of Lord of the Rings and like say that I, speak Elvish or whatever it is. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, I enjoy it.
You don't.
What it is.
You didn't. You didn't learn Elvish? You don't know how to speak that?
Nope.
That
Don't know
bullshit.
that.
I know it. That was pretty good,
I
wasn't
don't know. I don't know, man.